What's up, everyone? Welcome back to this RWBY discussion. This time, Volume 8, Episode 3, Strings. As always, I'm Connor. With us, we have Zach
Hey, what's up?
and Mike.
Okay.
Silence.
Hi, I'm Mike. What is your name?
Why does this happen every time, dude? I was just talking.
But I won't go. This won't do any spoils. This is the first episode where Penny is in contention for best girl ever in history with me.
Wow.
Which I think is funny because this is the worst episode she's ever been.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get into it later. She's not my best girl. She's not my best girl, so I'm not being preemptive.
Yeah, she's not my best girl either. Alright, well, I guess we'll just hop into it then. So the episode starts off, we're following the RWBY team of things. We are up in Atlas. They've just taken the mail shoe up.
I thought you said male shoe. I was like, what?
And so they've essentially snuck into Atlas, and now they're sneaking around all invisible like.
Man, they did this stupid thing of unnecessarily tried to be funny.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Again, yeah,
It
the
was
second time they did that.
so terrible, the comedy in this episode. There were a few golden moments, but so much of it was just shut up, stop trying. It's like they get into the elevator with the two soldiers. It's like these soldiers oh my god, this thing is outside our window. It could kill us at any moment. We just have to make sure we're doing our job. We have to care about the people, try and save lives. Press all the buttons. Do. Fuck you guys.
I mean, when you put it like that, it's funny. But when I was watching it, I didn't actually laugh.
I didn't mind the aspect of pushing all the elevator buttons because that is something Nora would do. It was coming out of the mail chute. She's like, bleh! And even Blake is like, I definitely don't want to do that again.
Yeah,
the elevator button up.
The elevator button press was one of the better jokes, and I still hated it.
See, it was one that I allowed through, but it definitely I don't know what they're 100% trying to get at with all that, but they consistently are doing it hard.
So I know Fullmetal Alchemist was a big motivator for RWBY. And a lot of these more pseudo-serious anime that always cut away to funny gags. But they just seem to be completely missing when to apply the tone shift.
100%. They're supposed to be being secret Asian man. And then it's hey, I'm going to fuck with you. It's it's a Kozakai moment.
Yeah, even Kozakai did it better though. At the very least, that was consistent for his character. It's Blake, that comedian, she's so quirky and funny throughout this entire show. Oh, right, that's only been this last volume.
Well, and the thing with Blake too, it's this is the one opportunity that you want to choose to show your emotions. You haven't given a shit about anything in multiple volumes. And now, all of a sudden, this is the one thing you're wanting. I don't know. I feel like they're making Blake into a hateable character. So if they do kill her off, it's people won't salt us as bad.
That might be it. Who knows? Anyway, we will continue on past the little elevator bit. What's up?
I don't remember her name, but it's the person Caden voices.
May.
That semblance is dope.
Yeah. Just a small invisibility field that you can control.
Laura Jane, because she was doing that for a long time.
Yeah, that's true. But so we continue on. Penny goes to put in Pietro's credentials to get into the system. Pietro's wanted, right? So they just decided not to take away his authorization.
Well, so that's what I was thinking too. I'm does he just? That's what I was trying to figure out because I'm he's been on the wanted TV stuff. It's. I thought that was interesting too that he has ultimate access still. No precautions were set up, or it's potential that Watts allowed it to happen purely to see if they could get him to come through.
And that's the only rationalization in my mind is that.
But I also think it was simply, oops, writers didn't think about that.
Yeah.
But
no comment.
No comment at all,
But-
huh?
They did do something shortly after that I did really like. They fully explained Ruby's semblance, which she just dematerializes herself, like breaks her down to its base molecular structure, and then can manipulate it like through the air.
I thought that was cool that she's able to manipulate the mass and molecular structure of those who touch her or she touches. I thought that was the most interesting thing about it. Like, I'm glad they finally broke it down. Like, anybody who's somewhat paying attention could have figured that out. That's kind of what's happening. I mean, on a science level, but like, I thought it was cool that she's like, hey, it's more than just me now. Now I'm more of an elite semblance as opposed to I move really well.
Superpower, dude. Somebody goes to whack you, and all right, I'm just gonna break myself down a little bit. I'm up here behind you, and I'm gonna cut you down. Or you just like mess with that.
So I just want to point out, Ruby's semblance, break down anything she wants on the molecular level to do whatever she wants, essentially. Ironwood's semblance, personality.
Yeah.
It's not even. It's not a. I can't accept that as a semblance. Just having a strong will does not like make that a semblance. It doesn't. I can't accept
It
it.
just proves how shitty of a character he is.
Just how shitty of writers they are. So we continue on. We figure out exactly what Watts was pulled out for in the last episode.
Clearly, they're trying to get Penny.
Yeah, trying to hack Penny.
Who could have called that?
Yeah. Definitely not all of us for the last 2 volumes.
Had this man at gunpoint, like 10 people.
I think Watts is probably the most one of the most intelligent characters in this entire series.
That is without question. He's definitely one of the most intelligently written. But then, even cutting back to the invisibility, when they have May trip the one guy, it's like that guy had a #1 dad mug. He was just a family man. People had graffitied his mug.
Yeah, but at least that one had a reason.
That scene was so corny, dude. I was like,
I thought it was hilarious.
It was funny. But
Bill, what are you doing, Bill? God, you're always late. You're always this. Like, ah! And then the guy is just trying to get the hot coffee off his nuts. Like, that poor man can't have kids anymore.
I'm just trying to point out, clearly the Elysians aren't the bad guys. It's all the people in Mantle. The Happy Huntresses, like I called last volume, they're the villains.
They must be.
Just because they want to see literally like this man, his kids hand painted that mug.
It was like they were clearly making fun of him because he messes up. And here, let me just like screenshot this picture of like as soon as he trips, like they start yelling at him. Everyone in this picture has like a scowl or a concerned look on their face, and I'm like, what's happening in this workplace? Like, what's happening here?
You're being ran by a man who has iron will.
Listen, you're making that joke, Zach. What it means is Ironwood is okay with bringing in, inclusivity to the workplace. It's like, oh, do you have a disability? We're still going to give you a chance because he's that good of a guy. But you know what else he's a good guy about? Remember how Ironwood shot Oscar?
Yeah, I remember that.
He shot him off the building. He went crashing down. Then what did he do? He said, it's okay. I did that because they knew he would survive. That's why I'm now putting Oscar on the wanted posters. Because he knew he'd survive. Good guy, Ironwood.
Maybe.
Good guy, Ironwood?
Good guy, Ironwood.
Absolutely not.
We don't even know if the guy who we shot, we don't know if Chad's actually dead.
Maybe Ironwood's true semblance is not an iron will, but forgiveness.
That's exactly
the ultimate ability to be able to forgive anyone, no matter what they've done.
You're
ridiculous. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying, they're trying to put the Team RWBY as like the heroes and all that, and all they're doing is just trying to fuck with random regular people trying to survive and do their job. They're clearly the
Yeah.
villains, and that's all I have to say on the
But
matter.
I think the people at that workplace would agree that Ironwood's terrible for allowing that man Bill to get through the interview process and just cause havoc in that office. Because I mean, Bill is clearly the villain of that office, or they hate him.
You know, a lot of people feel that way when you're trying to like put in disabled or, mentally handicapped individuals, but it's inclusive, it's progressive, and it's just good guy.
He wasn't mentally handicapped. He was just dumb.
Oh, that's what you
Look.
think.
He didn't read the sign.
Like,
Like,
Yeah,
did
he
you not
can't-
read the fucking sign, you idiot?
He's illiterate. Don't you see? They're trying to help him by giving him more positions. That's why they're using. That's why they're using
Oh my
touchscreen
goodness.
monitors, so that way he has images.
Oh my goodness. And the guy just runs out screaming why. He's like,
Because he got hot coffee on his nuts. I know exactly why he's out running. My ass would be like, ow, 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 ow. Like all his nuts were just covered in coffee. That is 100% what happened there.
he just stood there for a second, like he was in shock, and then he was like, I gotta go.
Well, if he is now going to suffer from such severe burns, at the very least, we know that Ironwood is going to employ him because he's that good of a guy.
Makes sense.
Mm.
Makes sense to me. Yeah. It all adds up.
Okay, we need to move on. While this is happening, Ruby uses her semblance to get the whole team in there. And everyone's happy about it except for Blake, who is just like showing signs that she was just fucked while it happened.
Please don't do that to me again.
It's like her hair's all messed up, her fucking knees are wobbly and all of that. You realize just how many zippers she has. Jesus Christ.
I don't know. It was just another one of those things of like, Blake, can you just... You're better when you don't talk, please.
Focus on the faunus rights. That's where you're good.
That's where you're good.
Well, she's better. Anyway, Team RWBY, they arrive at their destination, a highly confidential room. While Penny's doing the hacking, the rest of the team starts discussing their own, their own personal crises that they're having. Nora trying to realize who she is without Ren, which, development for her, so that's good. But then Blake, again, with the terrible dialogue this episode. Guys, that was such a bad fight that RWBY and Yang had. I don't know how they're going to recover. Yang literally just said, RWBY, are you sure about this? I don't know if you know what you're doing.
Dude, I know. In the react, I'm like, it wasn't a fight.
Yeah.
They argued.
I think that's exactly what I said.
I was like, what? That's the worst I've ever seen them fight. Well, what? Like, what kind of fights are you used to? I know you dated Adam, but like, damn.
Even then, when those two were like a couple, he didn't ever like hit her.
One thing I thought was going to be brought up, Connor, was of Adam. I thought when they were talking about Nora and Ren, how like sometimes you grow as people and different things. I thought she was gonna be like, Adam, like reference to him type thing, and I think she was like deep down.
I think they're just doing everything they can not to bring him back in. I think they've realized the shitstorm they rose with that. It's just like, nope.
Are people that upset about it?
Yeah. The community is very much divided on a number of things. One of those is like, was his character wronged by the way they treated him, or was he like the villain that the abusive person that so many people thought he was the whole time? That split the community. Just like the Ironwood versus RWBY has split the community.
Well, that's because it's on the right side and the wrong side.
I couldn't agree more, and Ironwood's the right one. And even Nora and Ren, like that's like a division, but that's a division like kind of handled well. It's not like dividing people.
Yeah, it's definitely fucking with them though.
Yeah, which is how it should be. It should be issues that the characters go through, not the audience.
That metagame.
But it's good. We're gonna get growth. Nora's gonna figure out who she is without Ren, and Ren's gonna die.
Like I saw like there's a potential flag that's raised there, but I feel like that's not gonna happen. At the very least, I hope it does not happen.
One of them is going to die.
I really hope they don't. I hope they have a happy ending.
Yeah.
Happy ever, never after, whatever they said at the end.
Never again.
If it's just like a bunch of like situations where it's like depending on your perspective, it's a happy ending, but on the alternate perspective, it's a bad ending.
But then we move ahead, and that's when they run into the Aesops. They're leaving the room. They got the information they came for.
Hacking, all that good stuff. Penny.
Yeah, Weiss, she won her one fight of the entirety of the show, and she's like, "What? You didn't get your butts kicked enough the first time?"
And they went out of their way to explain, like, well, we were holding back.
Yeah, they tried to, that's like the little writing retcon. It was like, no, we weren't trying our hardest. Nope. See, they are the Aesops. They're worthy of being that title. We didn't just fuck up. It's just kind of more like, oh, hey, look, Aesops, they're definitely the bad guys here. Totally. 100%. See, they're going to use arguably manipulative dialogue. Same thing Ruby's been doing this whole time. But, it's like she's the protagonist, so it's okay.
See, my problem is I still think Marrow is so conflicted.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's not going to let his teammates down, but just his whole interaction with everything.
Can you imagine if he was conflicted and Penny was conflicted, and then they had a whole middle ground conversation and how important that could be for character growth, but instead Ruby just said no, that's not how it is, and that's that.
Yeah, this is the part where you were saying this is. I'm assuming this is what you meant when you were saying this is why she was not best girl in this.
Me?
Or one of the possible reasons.
Oh, Connor.
I think I know the other reason, which comes later.
So
I thought because she won.
The reason I don't think Penny was best girl is because I don't think her dialogue was that. She's kind of lost her neutrality because of what Ruby has said. With our conversation that she has here, she's no longer acting like the conflicted person that's believing that there is good to both sides. She's chosen a side, and that just makes me disappointed in her. But even then, this entire fight I just thought was disappointing because she's Penny. She should be kicking their asses, honestly.
Oh, that is just so wrong.
Well, actually, you're absolutely right. That is wrong. Marrow should have started out using his semblance right out the gate.
See, and that's my argument. I was like, oh, well, maybe when that happened, I thought Marrow was just going to say, stop or whatever he does. But then he didn't. I was like, oh, well, maybe it just doesn't work on maidens. Maybe he knows that. Maybe the maidens just can, I guess, have iron will. But that was my first thought was, oh, well, maybe, I don't know. Because then he does use it later on. I mean, I'm getting ahead of myself, but the fight scenes, they're trying to keep attention with. They want there to be. I think they're getting away from the episodes that I loved most was the conversational ones, learning more about what's going on, learning more about things. And I get the situation they're in doesn't call for that, but if Marrow
absolutely could if they'd kept the neutrality argument a thing.
Yeah. Well, I kind of just wish that things wouldn't be so forced. And I think that's what it comes down to, is they're forcing way too many things. Because if anyone's going to listen to the Aesops, it's going to be Penny and willing to have a conversation. Yes, in the end, she may still say, I'm not going with you to Ironwood. That is a very plausible thing that she could do.
Mm-hmm.
But the Penny was supposed to be with the Aesops, essentially. The Aesops and Penny were supposed to be the ultimate team that are going to keep everybody safe. Clearly, there's some sort of connection. Now, we know with Clover, yeah, we're friends, but job comes first type situation. But Penny isn't 100% like them. She definitely has a different attitude on things.
She's the most human character in this show, other than Ironwood and Ozpin and Oscar.
Yeah, I don't know. Penny, they're forcing too many things with her. They're trying to make her not herself, which I think is in the end hurting them. I don't know. It's just overall just a very awkward like volume, if you want me to be honest. Like it just doesn't seem like the RWBY. Yeah, I would argue last volume as well. It just doesn't seem like RWBY.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. They've tried to make too many shifts that just don't make sense or don't fit the characters, which sucks. Vine was pretty good though, like in his whole trying to meet halfway conversation.
I 100% agree. I think Vine was the most reasonable there.
And I think he was the best fighter in this whole thing.
Sticky hands.
Mm.
Can't blow me away.
I can do anything.
Well, while this whole fight's happening, they're just about to lock up Penny after Meryl finally uses a semblance. Nora uses her semblance on the electric door that is blocking their path. Overcharges herself.
Saiyan.
Yeah, full on Super Saiyan. Blows open the door, but scars herself in the process from using too much energy.
What I loved was that she legit, like, it was almost a Super Saiyan aspect because she actually had hair change.
Yeah. It was absolutely Super Saiyan inspired.
But I feel like that fit her character too. She loved, like, she's about being electric and all that stuff. So I actually really like that aspect that that little conversation. Now, you know, it was a really quick way of going like, how am I going to be more than just, you know, hitting something? I was like, well, that's kind of what you're good at, like, and you just proved how it's useful for the team. So I don't know. I really liked it. I think it did well for her. I think she maybe, well, when she wakes up again, will find her purpose.
I think, like Marrow, she waited too long to use her semblance that obviously could have mattered in that situation.
Yeah, why would you try and use fucking Weiss's over literally the girl who's got a fucking hammer, who literally was like, well, this is electricity on the door. I can harness electricity. Weiss, you do it.
I mean, granted, like I mean, maybe they didn't, but that was, you know, it's a constant flow of electricity, and it's magic. But she is like a human seal, so like that amount of electricity would normally kill somebody.
Well, any amount of electricity that she gets hit with would probably kill the average person.
So, like, I mean,
like, she unlocked her semblance by getting struck by lightning.
Yes, and although that's a lot of energy, like a door like that probably is consistently emitting like a lot more than that. Like, I don't know.
But I still don't think that justifies the delay. Like, from now, we can understand that because, like, she's like, I can overcharge myself.
Yeah, I won't pull at strings there. I'm just trying to they're like a possible, like, maybe that's why. But it's
But the fight continues on essentially, and they realize Watts gets the plan. It's like, we don't actually need all of Penny. We just need a part of her. So he transmits that message, and then they end up getting one of Penny's swords separated from her.
Which maybe I just couldn't see it, and I even replayed it. How did they get one of her swords?
She shot her swords out, and then Harriet dashed around to grab the wire that connects them.
Oh, okay.
Because they're not like, she doesn't control them with magic. They are controlled by like a magnetic style tether, like an iron wire from Naruto type of thing.
Gotcha. Okay. Because the whole time I'm like, I mean, I saw the wire thing. I was like, I don't understand how they got a sword from a piece of wire. That makes a lot more sense now. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was interesting that, like, hey, I have a message for your team. That's your message. Just get a sword. Like, you made it sound so ominous. Like, I have a message. No, like,
I was really
grab
hoping
a fucking sword.
I was really hoping there was going to be more to that message. I was thinking it was going to be like, tell them to say this to her. And he's going to be like, I don't know, show like some fake thing that would coerce Penny into turning against the team. But no, it's just get a part of the sword. Yeah.
The Fuhrer beckons you. I don't know. It was just such an action-packed episode. Like,
sort of. It was like an action-packed episode where nothing happened.
Yeah. It was like it was a useless fight scene.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's interesting though that like even before this little fight, Pietro just ended up becoming Penny.
Oh yeah,
And I thought it
he
was awkward
overrides
being
her.
like, "Hey, Dad." Oh, all right. Hey, Daddy, you want to hack me?
Lord, I
Like,
knew you were gonna.
all right, Penny, calm down. Maybe an android, but you're only like 12.
Yeah,
Chill.
she opens her finger to reveal that extra, thing she can do. Who knows what else she can do?
Telling man.
Little did you know, Pietro didn't actually create her to be the savior of Mantle. He created a sex bot.
GG. I'm not dead, guys.
When you're in a wheelchair and older, it's hard to find love. Gotta
Mhm.
make it.
Yeah.
GG.
I don't blame the guy. He's lonely.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the only person willing to employ him is Ironwood. Because he's disabled.
He's the only employee. There are no other real.
Well,
Ironwood is
Jock
full.
wouldn't do it. I mean, have you seen that asshole?
GG. Your man's out of business.
All right, well, let's move on to ratings. Mike.
Starting with me. I don't know, man. I guess I expected more. So I'm gonna give it a 7.
Okay.
Not
Zach.
a lot happened. It was short. Yeah.
I personally will give it I will still give it an 8, purely because I did enjoy the fight scene. It was useless, but I enjoyed it. It kept the attention, and so for that I'll give it an 8. But if it was based purely on plot or usefulness, I would give it a 6.
Well, I'm going to be the vast lowball here. I'm going to give it a 5.
But I understand why. Like, this is one I'm not going to argue with you because I get it.
Yeah. Not enough happened, and not enough of it mattered what did happen. Plus, the comedy just really took me out of the moment. All right, best boy, best girl.
You know what, Connor? You do the honors. You usually go last. You kick us off.
Okay. So best boy for me will be Vine.
Valid.
I think he did a lot this episode. Relatively, we really showed off who he was compared to the rest of the Aesops. Best girl, I'm gonna give it to Nora.
What about you, Mike?
Best girl, Nora. Yeah, for sure. Just like still like solely based on like her whole scene and her plot development, her character development. Best boy though, Bill, the guy that spilled the coffee.
I respect that, Mike. I respect that.
Man's gonna lose his job now.
He ain't gonna lose his job. I mean, well, he did let the whole team RWBY get through because of him.
I mean,
it wasn't even his fault.
Yeah, it wasn't. But like it's gonna all get pointed at him.
Yeah, he's gonna lose his job because she just wanted to trip someone. She didn't need to distract them all that way. She could have just like made a bang against the wall. Nope. Fuck that guy. He's now lost his job. His family's gonna hate him. His kid's gonna die because he can't feed himself.
His kids are gonna die because he lives in fucking Mantle with Ironwood.
They live in Atlas. Thank you. Get your fucking facts straight, bitch.
Lord have mercy.
I'm sorry. Zach, who's your best boy, girl?
Actually, so best boy, I was gonna go Marrow just because I really enjoy Marrow, and I think he could become a pivotal thing between the Aesops and Team RWBY, and I think he'll become a neutral ground. Best girl, I gotta give it to a tie between Nora and well, I'll keep it at Nora. I was gonna do Penny just to give this satisfaction, but all things considered, she wasn't useless, but she did some stupid shit. Like she didn't I feel like she didn't go all out.
Yeah, she got plotted. And there we have it. Travis, he's been lurking this whole time. His rating is 8. His best boy is Dog Guy, which is Marrow, and his best girl is Penny. So I guess that makes Marrow best boy of the episode, which, you fucking heathens. But okay.
Hey, I voted for Bill.
I respect that. If I had known that the vote would have gone to Marrow, I would have voted for Bill to back you. But Nora is the resounding best girl of this episode.
Super Saiyan.
Which, honestly, I would have been okay with anyone, so long as it wasn't Blake. Well, anyway. Yep, so this is, that was that. If you want to tell me how I'm wrong, be sure to tell me to go fuck myself in the comments down below.
Yep, go and tell them how. Actually, no, I'm not going to bring up this whole.
Yeah, that's it. If you also think Adam was right.
I didn't say it. I didn't bring it up. It wasn't me, guys.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
See ya. Oh, also, let us know if you like this audio-only format.
Well, thank you for watching. Remember to hit that like button if you want to see more content like this. And if you want to see what the rest of our channel has to offer, be sure to subscribe. Looking for any ways to support us? Well, we currently aren't monetizable through YouTube. We do have a Patreon and even a merch store, so be sure to check those out. All of the links to these things are right in the description down below. And last but not least, we'll see you next time.